Certain movies or TV shows that you feel just don't have any kind of bite or teeth to them, like they're watered down, dumbed down. When I talked about Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, I mentioned one of the big reasons I think that movie fails to understand what people want from an Indiana Jones movie is it feels like an Indiana Jones film that lacks any grit, and so it lacks any kind of bite or teeth to it because it lacks the violence I saw in previous Indiana Jones films of Indy shooting people and there being blood. Then when I look at Ant-Man the Wasp Quantumania, it's like that's a Marvel film that lacks any kind of bite to it, any kind of teeth. Because, oh, Kane doesn't seem like a big deal. Whatever. He's supposed to be the big bad that we fear, we dread is coming. No, it's not the way I'm feeling. He's just defeated. It's pretty easy. It doesn't really take much to defeat him. Ant-Man and his buddies do it. So, why do the Avengers need to worry themselves about Kane? He just gets defeated and then everyone goes back to the world. No consequences or repercussions. So, whatever, who cares? And then when I look at the movie Alien versus Predator, that's one I enjoy as big budget cinematic fan fiction. But I will say that the movie's only rated PG-13, even though Alien and Predator are both traditionally R-rated franchises. Now, I wouldn't say that AVP sucks because we don't see any skinned bodies. No, but in this case, there's a distinct lack of blood. You don't even see all the kills. Sometimes the movie just cuts away. So it does feel to me like, yeah, this movie lacks the teeth. It lacks the bite. When I think about the RoboCop remake from 2013, I'm not even saying that the remake is bad necessarily. Specifically, I'm talking about the fact that it's only rated PG-13. The original RoboCop is rated R. I think that inherently, when you're dealing with an idea as brutal as a police officer getting shot and then brought back to life by a corporation, there's a reality in that that's really harsh. And so it should be rated R. And then when you look at the original film, it's distinctly Paul Verhoeven, both because of the biting satire and the hyper violence, especially like when that one executive is shot like 50 times, or it's both really dark but also loops around to being funny because the guy gets shot so many times that it's gratuitous. And then when I look at the RoboCop remake from 2013, I think the problem is that it lacks both the there's satire in there for sure, but the movie lacks the hyper violence of the original film. It lacks that distinct Paul Verhoeven touch. So it does feel to me like there's not any teeth here, any bite. When I think about the recent MCU show Secret Invasion, this is something that really stands out about to me. It was initially presented as this more serious paranoia thriller in the MCU, akin to Invasion of the Body Snatchers or John Carpenter's The Thing. So I think there was a lot of potential for the show to be really good. There was something in here that could have really worked if executed well. But this feels to me like an entirely dumbed down and watered down version of a paranoia thriller. It's like the filmmakers here had this initial idea, let's make a more serious show for our grown-up audience. Let's make a paranoia thriller in the MCU. But then they were unwilling to fully commit to this idea. They only went halfway. Like, the show is just about a real paranoia thriller, but then filmmakers held back. They were too scared to go all the way. So you get this show that has a distinct lack of actual paranoia in it because who exactly is a Skrull is pretty telegraphed in advance. And you start off the show with this guy who's just paranoid, who thinks there's a conspiracy everywhere. This is the kind of thing you expect in this movie or show. You start off Secret Invasion with just this guy who feels like he's coming straight from a spy movie trope, and then throughout the show, it always feels compromised to me. Like the writing isn't strong enough for this to be a really good, memorable paranoia thriller. And so ultimately, Secret Invasion feels to me like a show that lacks any bite to it, any teeth.